It's Thursday, December 3rd, 2020. Thank you to all of you for tuning in this evening. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, share this video all over your social media, and make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you get the newest, latest video. Also, come over to my Patreon channel. It's $3 a month. I will be posting another video over the weekend. Hopefully we'll be back at the range doing some training, talking about the importance of training, talking about preparing for what's coming socially and politically and spiritually. So please come over to Patreon. It really helps to support this channel and it helps to support the message. But right now, let's talk about what's happening today. You know, when you think about where we were a year ago, best economy in history, lowest unemployment in 60 years. Now, you can believe that or you don't have to believe it, but we were in a much better place a year ago than we are right now. Today, the Fed this year has pumped in $3 trillion into these markets. The government threw $3 trillion into stimulus and bailouts. And take a good look at where we are today and how fast we got here. We did a complete 180 from 2019 to 2020. And now the trillions and trillions of dollars that we printed, the debt, robbing Peter to pay Paul, look where we are at. Initial jobless claims come in at 712,000 last week. The week prior, 780,000. As I'm watching the business channels this morning, this was good news. This was good news. 712,000 job losses, jobless claims was good news because it was less than the 780,000 the week prior. You know, if these markets were not manipulated, if we had a real free market, you would have seen the Dow Jones crash by 4,000 points today on news like this, the loss of another 712,000 jobs. And Congress now trying to come together with a stimulus plan. And the bad news is right now, nobody's going to be getting a $1,200 stimulus check. What they do plan on giving everybody right now, this is all negotiations, nothing's concrete. They plan on extending unemployment insurance with an additional $300 a week. So here we go again, another round of PPP loans and $25 billion for rental and housing assistance. So where's all the money going to come from? What is this going to do to your purchasing power? What does this do to our greenback? Again, we're going to be paying people to stay at home. We're not talking about job creation. We're not talking about manufacturing. We're talking about passing out a whole lot of money for people to sit at home. And I know that most of these people do not want to sit at home, but we're not talking about paying down the debt. We're not talking about getting people back to work. We're not talking about manufacturing. We are only talking about creating more debt and handing out more money to people that are not going to do anything. This, to me, is a disaster. The first stimulus plan was a disaster. We're now sinking deeper and deeper into debt. People are now more dependent and more reliant on the government for food and for money. And our debts and deficits are exploding. We are getting so deep in the hole here. The hedge today, 3M announces another 2,900 job cuts as corporate layoffs pile up. That's on the hedge today. And look, do your own due diligence, do your own homework. Don't take my word for any of this. This is what's really happening. I'm just reporting the news here. Southwest warns another 7,000 workers about potential layoffs after missing cost cut targets. Airlines in very, very big trouble. Also in this second stimulus plan, they're talking about $45 billion going to the airlines. Guys, girls, this is going to be a disaster here. Here's another one on the hedge today. Despite initial claims drop, over 20 million Americans remain on unemployment benefits. And don't forget how many people have rolled off, how many people have applied months ago and haven't even gotten it from 3 or 4 months ago, haven't even received their benefits yet. This whole thing is getting so out of control, so dangerous. And yet there are people out there telling you and I that don't be negative, don't worry about this, don't be doom and gloom, nothing to worry about. Yet nothing to worry about with 40 million people out of work, another 712,000 jobless claims last week. They're getting ready to print another $1 trillion for this next stimulus package. And you think that that's not going to do any damage to your currency, to your purchasing power? Wow. People are really blind here. Delta Airlines hemorrhages cash. CEO warns forward booking slowing again. This airline, Delta, is burning through $12 to $14 million a day just to stay afloat. Airlines overall expect to burn cash through the first quarter of 2021. The airline business, the industry, in a deep depression, and it's going to get much worse. And again, these are companies that didn't put any cash aside. They were too busy buying up corporate buybacks, not worrying about a rainy day. And so now they just come to the government with their silver cups, requesting, demanding billions more. I think we just gave them $50 billion. Now they want another $45 billion. Stock valuations surpass 1929 levels. And this was a great article on The Hedge today. If you get a few minutes, please check it out. I'm going to go through it. But reading this article is another reason why I continue to buy this. I am detaching from the system the best that I can. I'm buying more of this. This is another Philharmonic here. Got it at SD Bullion. I have a link down below. Look, for the trolls out there, for the people out there concerned if I own a gold mine, if I own SD Bullion, I do not. I do not work for SD Bullion. I do not own a gold or silver mine. I don't care where you buy your gold from, the pawn shop, another gold dealer online, a jewelry store, a coin shop. I don't care where you buy from. I'm not here to give you financial advice. I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing. The reason I deal with SD Bullion is because when I first started this channel talking about precious metals, I used to just buy from the pawn shop and a local coin dealer. But literally, so many people told me to go to SD Bullion for a better price, the reliability, a great company. I did. I love them. And I've been dealing with them ever since. So again, I don't care where you buy from. I don't care if you even buy it. I'm just sharing with you where I'm buying it from. They've been fantastic. Link down below if you're interested. But I do believe it is imperative at this point to be owning gold, to be owning silver, and to be protecting yourself. Because when you look at stock valuations surpassing 1929 levels, when you look at the airline industry, when you look at the commercial real estate industry, when you look at 40 million people out of work, when you look at another 712,000 jobless claims last week, when you look at the near $28 trillion of U.S. debt, when you look at all of this quantitative easing, all this money printing, all the currency devaluation that we've witnessed, and we're going to see a lot more, and the dollar is getting beat up. So I don't know how else to explain it. You need to be protecting yourself. You need to be getting out of the system. And look, if you're buying cryptos, if you're buying Bitcoin, God bless you. Look, I believe getting out of the system, however you're doing it, is the way to go at this point. I believe it's gold, it's silver, it's owning some cash, it's owning assets, it's getting the debts paid down. Look, there's nothing wrong with owning cryptos. I think there's a lot of speculation, but look, this is all speculation right now. But one thing that isn't is what is going to happen with all this debt, with all these deficits, with all this money printing. History has taught us before. We're not speculating here. We are going to collapse. The dollar is getting destroyed. The debts are getting so big and out of control. The bubbles, the stock valuations, everything is running out of control. So you got to be protecting yourself. I'm going to go through this article. Gold bugs dreamers, as some say, investing in a barbarous relic simply taken from the ground, purchased and put back in the ground for a fee. Since 2000, gold is up around 600%. Hardly barbarous results. To the people out there that like to judge me or criticize me for telling people they should own some gold or some silver, if you've listened to me over the last couple of years, you've lost no money owning precious metals. In fact, you've done very, very well. And the great thing is you can hold them. These are physical assets. You don't have to call up a broker. You don't have to have something sent to your bank. Nobody knows you have it. You can get to it today if you have to, tonight if you had to. The power goes out, you can still use it. And anywhere you go in the world, people recognize gold and silver as real money. And you can convert these metals into any currency in the entire world. They've been around 5,000 years. They're God's money. They're not going anywhere. Since 2000, again, gold is up nearly 600%. Gold buyers are just relying on basic math and history rather than popular guidance of the highest offices. Remember, these people in higher office, the politicians, the policymakers, they know almost nothing about the history of money. Maybe this is why America is now nearly $28 trillion in debt, nearly $200 trillion if you include unfunded liabilities like Medicare, Medicaid. Look at our pension crisis. These are the people that we trust with our money. We pay taxes. This is how we're being robbed daily by these people who we call experts, who have our best interests at heart. There's no president, no central bank, and no treasury secretary that can stop what is coming. The so-called experts have just handed more spiked punch to the Wall Street party boys, sending markets temporarily higher and the purchasing power of the greenback permanently lower. Look, I believe you got to have some cash, but cash is only going to be as good as long as it is good, because I believe it is going to continue to be under pressure. It's going to continue to buy you less and less. And so you've got to be protecting your wealth. You've got to be putting it in other assets. Maybe that's Bitcoin. Maybe that's gold. Maybe that's some silver. Maybe that's some land. It's got to be something other than just being in the system, just being solely in cash. For gold investors, this Fed fraud signaled clear signs to go long gold and silver and short the so-called experts. Sadly, the majority of investors ignore all the dangers and pack together in almost blind faith that the experts will save them because, well, they're the experts. Yeah, of course, they believed that once this market gets in trouble again, as it always does, like it did last year, like it did in March, the Fed is going to come in, inject lots of money, lower interest rates, keep rates low, whatever they have to do, pull another rabbit out of the hat. They're going to keep doing that until it no longer works. We trust people like Larry Summers and Hank Paulson. Remember, two Treasury secretaries in the past. Both helped to destroy the U.S. economy and your purchasing power, but people still believe in experts like this. Today, the food lines of the 1930s have been replaced with pictures of mile-long car lines with people desperate for food. So now the answer to all this debt is just pay for all this debt with new debt. All this loose money handed down by presidents, treasury secretaries, and Fed chairs has given us a stock market with PE multiples north of 28 and a bond market so overbought and distorted that inflation-adjusted yields are now negative for the first time in U.S. and global history. Remember, gold has outperformed every major currency, period. Do you think that these so-called experts have your back? No, they do not. There is nobody that is going to stop what is coming. It is going to be ruthless, ladies and gentlemen, and you better be protecting yourself. When we talk financial protection, not physical, not spiritual, but financial protection, you better have some of this. And look, if you believe in Bitcoin, more power to you. I have nothing against it. Get yourself some Bitcoin, get yourself some cryptos, get yourself some gold, some silver. And of course, you better have security, and you better have food, and you better have water, and you better have a plan. Because this thing is getting so out of control. Again, watching this melt up take place is getting very, very concerning. For the people out there making money, God bless you. I hope you all get out in time. I hope that you've pulled some of those profits and put them in assets, whether that's cryptos or precious metals, a piece of land, security, food, water, etc. I hope that you are really being cautious, and I hope you're making provisions for what is about to come. And look, I don't know if it's coming in the next month, the next year, the next 2 years. I don't know, but I am going to prepare daily, because when it happens, it is going to be too late to prepare. And unfortunately, for millions of people already in America, it's already too late. For the people out there that have lost jobs, have no money saved up, have no preparations, they're in big trouble. I pray for those people. Hopefully, they have family members that are preparing, that they can rely on. But for the people out there who have ignored the warnings over the last couple years, continue to spend money that they didn't have, live off of a credit card, believe nothing bad was going to happen, it's too late for those people. It really is. And I hope that those people have some network of friends or family to fall back on, because if they don't, they are going to be in a world of hurt. I'm going to leave it there today. God bless every one of you. Thanks for tuning in, supporting the channel. Thank you so much for the letters, the support. I couldn't do this without you. These are really, really scary times, ladies and gentlemen. And the best thing you can do is be awake and be prepared. Because if you are not, you're going to be living in a nightmare when this thing implodes. I mean, this is so obvious. It's almost funny how ludicrous this whole thing is. Watching the stock market go up when we lose another 712,000 jobs last week and 780,000 the week before. And the stock market continues to go up because it doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about me. It doesn't care about how many people are unemployed now. It doesn't care about all the vacant commercial real estate. It doesn't care about all the debt. The stock market just cares about the next Fed injection. We are in a depression. We're going to get deeper in a depression. And we're going to watch the stock market continue to go up. We're going to watch that top 1% get wealthier and wealthier while the food lines get longer, while more people go hungry, while we see more homeless people wandering the streets of America, and while your savings and your wealth get wiped out in the biggest wealth transfer in world history. Stay close to God. Get yourself some gold, some silver. Get yourself some cryptos, whatever you believe in. I don't give financial advice, but you need to be diversified and you need to be getting out of the system. And remember, don't keep all your money in the bank. Stay safe. God bless. Talk to you soon.